Hey guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and I'm very excited to finally be doing the voiceover for my second week of February memory keeping, and this is a Scribble Prince Co. kit that I think was from this past fall, I want to say, but I really wanted to use this kit because it's a kittenish girl, just like illustrations, and she is one of my faves. I can't remember if this was... No, because I had two different glitter header options, and I chose to leave out one of the colors, and I switched in the oxblood from the glitter headers. That was what I did, because there were like two. You could do like the one that was all oxblood, and then I think I left out like the purple. I want to say there was like a mauvey purple color that I wasn't a huge fan of, so I went with oxblood instead, and I used lots of like soft gold, champagne golds, foil, so like the Scribble Prince Co. gold, which is like somewhere, I think it's a little closer to champagne gold. You can kind of use it with either or, but it's not quite as yellow. And I was able to pull in some really beautiful Simply Gilded washi. I used the 5mm white confetti dot, and then also from one of the, I can't remember if it was the January or the February Simply Gilded box subscription. There's like this beautiful blue and pink marbled washi with like a soft gold crown on it, and it is just gorgeous. It's so pretty, and it worked perfectly with this kit. I get really excited when I have like a patterned or a designed washi, and it works gorgeously with a kit, because this is the washi that I love the most, and it's also the hardest to use with stuff. So this worked out real well, and I've really been liking when I do my memory keeping spreads, putting all of the overlays on top of stuff off camera, just because it makes it easier, A, to film, and B, to edit, because I don't have so many clips. It just makes the whole process a little more simple. I used a lot of the splatter ones in this, and then the quote box overlay that says "You got this" is from Simply Watercolor Co. But all the other overlays are from Scribble Prince Co. It's just real pretty. The header overlays are her newer confetti dot header overlay. But yeah, so I quite frankly, I remember this week. I feel like February was not a good month for me, which is telling because it's March 5th and I'm just sitting down to finally do the voiceover for this video, which I've had filmed for a couple of weeks. February was not my month, and I feel like it's not been the best. So this week I was pretty on top of it with editing a bunch of thumbnails because I had all my January Plan With Me's caught up, and I had my first week in February filmed, and I was on the ball. I did a bunch of thumbnails. I had videos uploaded. I did things. I was productive, and then it just all came crashing down. I definitely feel like I've been in a slump for most of January, or pretty much all of January. I was able to just be really positive and upbeat and not be so negative about stuff. And I feel like I've noticed myself throughout February slipping into a more negative mindset. And part of that could just be the weather's been really crappy. But I've had a lot more anxiety, and I've just been more pessimistic about things, and I haven't had the motivation to do the stuff that I normally really enjoy doing. I've just been in a funk, and I feel like this is like a month. I'll talk about it more when it's actually that week, but it's why I ended up leaving PlannerCon early. I basically had been having a lot of building anxiety throughout February, and I feel like it all came to a head once I got to San Francisco, and I realized I just, for my mental health, could not stay there and be okay. So I left. It was fun. I got to see my friends for Friday night. I got to shop at the conference on Friday night, but I'm glad I tried to go out. It was I felt very brave for doing it. It was the farthest I've ever been from home, and I went by myself. But yeah, I feel like you're going to see throughout these Plan With Me's, the building level of anxiety and emotions and anger, a lot of negative emotions throughout this month. So looking back on it, I'm really not surprised that I had all these panic attacks at the end of the month. And just that everything built up to that. And then, like, I had a huge event at the end of the month, and that, like, just that was, like, pushed me over the edge into just, like, anxiety central. So, but yeah, this Monday I had to have an eye test done. I had an eye doctor appointment at the end of the previous week, but because the drug I'm on for lupus can have, can, like, affect your central field of vision, like, over the course of years, it's really rare and uncommon, and the drug I'm on, I have no side effects right now, and it's usually very well tolerated. I've heard, like, some ophthalmologists go, like, their whole career and maybe only ever see one person that has this, like, thing that can go wrong with your eyes from Plaquenil. So I had to get this eye test done just to have a base thing. Like, I don't have to get it done for another 5 years, she said. But just so that we have a base, because I've only been on it for a couple months, of what my eye looks like. And then whatever, I had to, like, stick my head in a thing, and there were, like, flashing lights all over, and I felt like I was going crazy. I was sitting in a dark room with a tech with my head shoved inside of a dome looking at flashing lights. And our furnace broke again this week, which was, like, the saga of things breaking in my house. So Joe actually had on his, like, post-call day, he was at home, so he dealt with that. Like, I called and made the appointment, because I'd made the appointment the last time, and they came back out, and they figured out what was wrong. The filter we were using was too thick, and it was restricting airflow. Like, it was the right size, but we were using, like, a more high-quality whatever, and the guy was like, because it was so cold outside, he said it was just, like, restricting airflow too much, and he said our house was really clean, and we don't have any pets, and we don't have children. He was like, you really don't need, like, this crazy filter. Your house is really clean. So, which made me feel good. But, I was very stressed out this week. So I had, like, this Tuesday, I was running super late to work. I was having, like, stomach issues, which happens when I get really stressed out. I'll have, like, intestinal tummy troubles. You can fill in the blanks. And so I was super late to work on Tuesday, and I was able to shift my schedule, and I stayed till 6. But I was very stressed out, so I came home and had stress wine and stress ice cream for dinner. Like, Joe went and got me wine and a pint of Ben & Jerry's, and that was my dinner, was, like, half a pint of Ben & Jerry's. And I watched My Hero Academia. I was like, Joe, I want to sit on the couch. I want to not think. Like, I don't want to read, which, you know, that's bad. Like, I've read 40 books already in 2019. I read a lot. But, like, I was like, I don't want to read. I don't want to turn my brain on. I don't want to think. I want to eat ice cream, and I want to watch anime, and I want to drink my wine. And that was what I did, and it was great. And so Wednesday, of course, is my late day, and Joe was on call. I always get really excited when Joe's call lines up with, like, on Wednesdays, because I don't get home till, like, 8:30 anyways. So I have, like, it's, like, less weird. Like, I don't have time to miss him, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I, like, was being a productive human still. I edited a bunch of videos. I had to go pick up my Retin-A prescription. And I had work. It was Wiggle It Wednesday. Oh, and this was the night I listened to, I'll get to it eventually. And a lot of this foil is Magic Prince Co. I did use that, like, foiled grocery cart sticker, and I can't remember who it's by, but I got it at the SBC planner party, and I forgot I had that, and it matched. I found it in my, like, random foil accordion thing, and I was like, I've never used these, and this would, like, work really well with this. So, but most of the foil is from Scribble Prince Co., Simply Watercolor Co., Magic Prince Co., and there's a little bit of Clever Gal Crafts, like a few Clever Gal Crafts icons scattered throughout, and I also have Mandy Dreams foiled arrows in several places. I'm obsessed with her foiled arrows. I need to, like, get some more. I'm running out of my gold ones. I have, like, 2 rows left. I've used them so quickly. But on Wednesday night, I listened to all of the Poet X, which was the Prince. I think it was the award winner this year. I think it won. Or it was a runner-up, I don't know. But it's read by the author. The book was, like, 3 hours and 45 minutes long, because it's written in verse. So it's, like, spoken word poetry, and the author is reading it. So, and I listened to stuff on, like, times 1.75 times 2. So it took me, like, less than 2 hours to listen to it. So I listened to it all in one go on Wednesday night, and it's pretty good. It's such a short book, like, it's worth the read. You're not really out, like, too much time. This was also the week of me running late. I feel like that's how you can tell when I'm really stressed out and, like, anxious and I'm not coping well, is I just run late. Like, I can't get myself out the door in the morning, and I ended up leaving. Oh yeah, I took 2 hours of vacation on Thursday because I hadn't seen a bunch of my old coworkers in a really long time, and they, like, usually, like, we used to all go out on Thursday nights, and Wednesday's my late night, and Thursday used to be my late night at the branch that I worked at. And so I, like, never, because they, like, don't even go to the bar until, like, 8:30, whereas, like, I'll meet up when I meet up with friends on, like, weekdays, or if I go, like, get a drink or get dinner, we, like, meet up at 5:15, 5:30, and then I just go home afterwards, and it's, like, I have to go home, and then I'm at home for, like, whatever, and then I have to drive, and there's all this construction, so it takes me, like, over a half an hour to get to where I used to work instead of, like, 12, 15 minutes, and I'm, like, I just don't want to not get home until 11 o'clock at night. It was easier, like, when I was already there and it was work and we were going to the bar that was 3 minutes down the road, like, it was fine. But now I'm just like, so I never want to go out on Thursday nights with them, but I felt bad that I hadn't seen them in a while, so I went over and hung out. One of my friends does, like, a weekly program on Thursday nights. It's, like, pretty hands-off. It's just, like, a gaming program, and so he, like, sits in the back of the room for 2 hours and lets them play, and so I sat in the room with him and just, like, we hung out, got caught up, chatted. I, like, got to see my other coworkers too, but that was a lot of fun. I'm glad I took the time to go over there, and then it was just easy because I was able to be home at a normal time. And then we actually went on a double date with one of my one of our good friends to, like, a local brewery that it was, like, something Mountain, Misty Mountain, maybe? I don't know. It was pretty good. If you're in Northeast Ohio, it's definitely worth checking out. But that was really fun, and that's pretty, like, less than 10 minutes from my house. So, and Joe was driving, and it's just, like, easier to do stuff that's, like, close by. But it was really, really fun. And then this was the weekend of rage. Like, I don't get super duper angry very often, but it's a really long story and I don't want to get into it, but, like, Joe basically made a huge mess that resulted in me having to clean the floors twice because Joe doesn't normally, like, clean the floors, and we have, like, real wood floors on our first floor, and he, like, went to go get Dawn dish soap to, like, clean up the mess. Like, he was gonna use dish soap on our wood floors, and I'm like, no, like, you can't clean wood floors like that, no. And then it just, like, I, like, woke up on Saturday morning and realized there was even more mess, and, like, when the light was coming in the windows and all the stuff on the floor, and I was so angry. Like, I was irrationally angry. Like, I mean, I don't rage very often. I was beside myself. Like, I had to just walk away because I was like, I'm going to say really mean things that, like, I just cannot believe. I was just like, there was flames in my eyes, and I'm not normally, like, a ragey person, but this whole weekend I was just like, I kept, like, the from the Anchorman, like, I'm in a glass case of emotion. Like, that's what I felt like. So Saturday I went to go get my nails done, and it was really, like, bizarrely quiet there. Normally it's pretty, on, like, Saturday nights, it's pretty busy up through, like, till when they close. But I was, like, getting my nails done, and I was like, I've never had a pedicure before, and, like, I was really stressed out, and quite frankly, I didn't want to go back home. So I was like, can I get a pedicure after this? Like, do you have any other appointments or anything? And she was like, no, yeah, I can do a pedicure. So I ended up doing a pedicure too, and I had some wine, and it was just really nice and really relaxing. I did, like, stub one of my toes when I got back home and smudged the paint, but I had a nail polish that was, like, really, really close, so I was able to, like, fix it up. But I was like, of course I would get a pedicure and then stub my toe and smoosh the paint. That would be what I would do. And then Sunday, I think this was, like, I listened to audiobooks all day. I can't remember if this was the day if this was when I read Simon and the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I think this might be the day that I listened to all of it in one day. I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure it was. And I think I maybe started listening to Leah that night, which I did not like Leah as much as I liked Simon, which I will go into in my monthly, or I might do a bookish, a sit down video and talk about that instead of doing it over my monthly, because I might start doing my monthlies as memory keeping. We will have to see. But so Sunday I got my glass of wine, I got into bed, I read, and then I had insomnia. I was all sleepy, I got into bed, and then I couldn't fall asleep, which again, probably just anxiety, emotions. I had so many emotions this month, and I was a basket case, but I survived the weekend of rage. Everyone's still alive. We all came out intact. It was better than it could have been, but I really love how shiny this spread is. This is so shiny, and I'm so here for it. I love the wiggles on these really shiny foiled spreads. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you in my next video, which I'm going to do the voiceover for right after this. Bye, guys.